Gonna go for a walk this morning. I've already been up since 3 something, singing and dancing, cleaning, acting up. Now's the time where we medicate and ease up some of the pain, so to speak. Um, y'all, I got some of the most surprising news yesterday from a political standpoint. Really did a number on my. I was like, what? Nope, not today, Satan. I'm going back to bed. I ain't talking to nobody. I ain't do nothing. I didn't even see what I think I saw. I'm gonna deal with it another day. Uh, here it is today. Saw another video and it said the exact same thing, and so what the heck? It's true, and I cannot take it. I cannot. Which is why the end of this video is entitled Indoctrination. Originally, it was just going to be introduction and insertion. I was watching things yesterday, well, the last couple of days really, and some of these live streams. Y'all, woo child, it is definitely a case study. That reminds me, I knew what I was supposed to be working on for this morning. Um, I need to get a kitchen together. Sorry, y'all, for turning away and all that jazz. So I was, I've been, working on things for the books. I've been doing some personal uh, memory searching, trying to remember some things from the early years of my marriage and relationships, and things like that. And it came to me that, it, well, I said this in the chat, I said this in the live the other day, and so I'll say it again. I actually married my stalker. It's a very difficult revelation to come to. I was playing I'm Not Gonna Cry at the beginning of this song, and it looks like I got a sky going in my eye, y'all. Anyway, um, that's why it's titled in Introduction, Insertion, Indoctrination. Because here's the thing: if my father wanted me to know this man, he would have introduced me to him. I watched my father introduce my aunt to someone whom he thought was good catch for her when I was in my teens, right? And so I recognized that. Uh, I recognized that if this person was my father's soldier, and around my father all the time, my father thought that he was a good fit for one of his daughters, he would have said something to us or to him. It didn't go like that. Like, he followed me places, found out where I worked, showed up there. I used to think that that was sweet. It's the it's the part where you knew of me before I ever knew of you. You knew of my movements before I ever knew you existed. That's the hard part. So by the time that he introduced himself to me, he was a stranger to me, and he knew me fairly well. I don't know if those pickup artist things were out back then. I don't know if it was just the years of the life that he lived, whatever, who it was he was around. I don't know. Um, I just realized He inserted himself into my life. Even when I was gone, like I went to college, 93, 94. I went to the University of Tennessee at Martin for my freshman year. And even when I wasn't there in Germany, he was at my house. He was at my parents' house. He was hanging out with my mom and my sister. And don't get me wrong, because of what it was like to be in Germany in the 90s, and because of my family, I never really considered anything. I never thought anything of it. I mean, it was always a little bit icky to me. It was always a little bit icky to me that when I got home, when I got back to Germany, he was the first person that I saw, and he knew I was coming, but didn't tell me that he would be there. It was always a bit icky to me that he magically couldn't remember to leave the barracks room door unlocked until I was knocked up. An associate of mine, and yeah, right now he's an associate. He was a friend. He is a friend in his feelings. This friend, because he couldn't fathom a world where I'd actually not made the wrong choices, right? Where I was living under extreme duress, doing what I could with what I could, with what I had. Because he couldn't fathom that, because he couldn't wrap his brain around it. Went off on me, got emotional, hung up the phone on me, and told me we ain't gotta be friends no more. What? Seriously? I sat here and listened to you end over end over end, and this is what we're doing? Honey, I'm confused. Who's the girl here? Let me check. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't understand that. On a side note, deleting yourself from someone else's life, why do you, I'm sorry, pause. Withdrawing from someone else's life. What makes you believe that that's just going to automatically be a hurt to them? Some of us do our best during the relationship to be the best person possible in that relationship, the best version of ourselves possible in that relationship. So when it doesn't work, some of us can be okay and walk away. I put in the time, the effort, the understanding, did the small things, got the personal healing, whatever it is. And so sometimes you could just be like, you know what? All right, that was Gucci. Now it's time for me to move on to some saying, something a little more mainstream. Uh, we need to do more of that, I suppose. Um, Instead, someone always seems to want to double down and indoctrinate you into this idea of, well, we got to stay together, we got to struggle together, we got to keep fighting together because we already been through together, because we can already, because we committed to the. You commit to someone else after you committed to yourself first. And so that means if what they're doing isn't good for you, the flags are all there that what they're doing isn't healthy or safe or natural or whatever, then it's your responsibility to do what's best for you. this bowl. So I was listening to a couple of young men or younger men, men in their early 40s, late 30s, live streams, their different podcasts or videos. Um, and they were talking about the type of woman that they like. She should be petite. She should be chubby. She should have them bat wigs, and she'll need no muscles. She should be young. She should be fit, but not too fit. It sounds a lot like you want a woman who can't defend herself. It sounds a lot like you want a woman who cannot fight back, which makes absolutely no sense to me. If she's your helpmate, she's your partner, teammate, friend, ally, why in Sam Hill wouldn't you want her to be able to fight in your absence or in your honor? It baffles the mind. I'm pretty sure it's got something to do with this weird martyrdom indoctrination that happens with some of um, the platforms, religions, shows. At this point, they're kind of all the same. If you are not running your own race, you're not running a race, so to speak. Um, yeah, that's one of the things. I wish people would just get in their lane and stay in your lane. Run your race. Can't you can't run someone else's race. You can't insert yourself into someone else's lane and then attempt to run their race or your race in their lane. I, don't know, I guess in some ways it's I don't know. Hold on. So like I guess the first step in not being indoctrinated is knowing, remember who you are. Shout out to the Lion King, all the Disney fans. All right, let's go for this walk, y'all. Actually, let's hit this first. Then go for this walk, cause you know. But in order to be able to run your race, to be successful in your life by your standard, your metric. Here's the thing. Oh, no one's a monolith. No one's a this. Nothing's set in stone. And yet somehow success is determined by someone other than you. What you are as a man or a woman is determined by someone other than you. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. Everything else is all left up to the universe. Oh, it could be this, it could be that. But somehow, only others can determine for you what success looks like. That doesn't make sense. So reintroduce yourself to what you believe success to be. Me, it's different. I was on the Rose panel yesterday. Happy birthday, or I guess happy recovery to you, dude. You hung over somewhere. Anyway, I was on the panel yesterday and we were talking to Ratchet Ray, and We mentioned the pecking order. My birth order. I'm the middle child of three girls in the home. Um, I should say the nuclear family. My aunt was in and out, so to speak. But anyway, so I'm one of three girls, and someone said it once, a late bloomer, so to speak. So early on in life, I kind of saw myself to be like an 11-year-old boy. My godmother cut off all my hair with this terrible jerry curl. I was going through this weird body phase where I got my boobs early. I had no butt, and my mom didn't know how to articulate that I was getting too tall and too broad for children's clothing, and she had to buy me women's clothes. It was these things, right? And then I had this older sister. She had a nice body, little bitty boobs up top, big old booty behind, beautiful dark skin. Although now she went through some acne phases. She had to have braces early. And then there was my younger sister, lighter complected, built like a brick shit house, tomboy basketball player, but she played basketball in heels, pimp. Don't let her fool you, you know. So I felt like the ugly duckling, so to speak. Um, and while I was into boys like every young girl at a certain time, I really was into other things. I was into archaeology. I was into politics. I was into Black Power. I was into music. Life. I enjoyed life. You know. Okay, I'm definitely gonna go for this walk. And so that was amazing, to be able to have that experience. The five of us in the house being able to figure out my way in the pecking order and get along in life. We went through all kinds of experiences as a family. Um, but it grounded me, certainly, put me on my squares who I am as a person. Now, of course, through the years, things come along that test your understanding of who you are. I after the loss of my mother, after having my first child, having three children, all of them, all of their, all the pregnancies were physically taxing and high risk. Um, being in an abusive marriage for so long, not being able to tell anyone. I know what people say. I know what people think. Well, you could just leave. I got married in my early 20s. I had a high school diploma, college degree. I'm sorry, a high school diploma, no driver's license. The first time that I tried to leave was when our eldest was about two. He threatened me, threatened to take everything from me. You hear that enough times in 26 years, you believe it. You experience enough of the assaults and neglect, and you recognize that it's your reality. It doesn't take long to realize that you're sleeping with the enemy. So even though I may not have known that my stalker inserted himself into my life, that was who I married. I definitely had some Stockholm syndrome because through it all, I just kept saying, well, we were young when it started. But I consider it more and more. I don't believe that everyone cheats. I don't believe that once a cheater, always a cheater. I believe we choose the hurts. By that I mean we choose to hurt other people, right? And those of us who are victims, not really. Those of us who are targets, we have to move in protective ways. Sometimes that's defense, sometimes that's offense, sometimes it's playing the background. You never really let your guard down, though. I think more than anything, that was the thing that I really learned in these last 26 years is that I can never let my guard down. It's unfair to a lot of people who love me or want to love me because it may mean that they never get over. There's something about security. Um, I suppose it's the difficulty with which you go about getting it, especially when you're talking about with another person. It's one thing that we've all got our own personal insecurities. Yeah, dog, that sun is bright. Check it out. Welcome to the two sons of Tucson, y'all. You see that? Great. Googly moogly. That bad boy is on fire this morning. Mm. There we go. Oh, I'm back. Okay, we're gonna go this way. So the sun's not directly in my face right away. Mm. Anyway, it's uh it's been an amazing journey these 2 years or so that Daniel and I have known each other, been together. I didn't think that I could come to trust anyone this much. You know, I consider all the things that I want to do in my life next, all the things that people, um, politics, managing other people, this job. Hey, my man's, go ahead and give me the job already. Stop playing with my emotions. The girl is tired. Anyway, um, all of those things, it's been amazing. Um, I've learned to do so much. Y'all, I'm so damn talented now with some Canva and some YouTube and some other stuff. Woo! When I first moved to Tucson, honey, I could, it wasn't that I couldn't, it was just I had to recalibrate my brain to using some things, right? You know, going from Microsoft to Google, going from culinary corporate situation to junior achievement corporate situation. Some things are the same, others, you know, a little different. Anyway, um, learning those things, learning all of these new things, it's been an amazing couple of years. I was listening to, I think it's Lil Boosie, Boosie Badass, whatever. Independent. Yeah, that was me in the 2000s. I was definitely me. I Paco. Not today. Hush. Don't your mama out here. um, I was I was that chick. I mean, I'm on my way there. I understood that I had been married to a monster, and I protected my children through the early years. Um, it just wasn't getting better. We went to an adult event together, and in a display of his masculinity, he put his hands on me in front of a whole bunch of people who knew me and not him. In that moment, I realized, oh shit, we really got to go now. It's taken me from 2008 to 2022. That's a long goddamn time, y'all. I went to culinary school. All of my children have graduated from high school. I have been an executive chef. But you know what I've not been? Free. Fucking free. And that is all that I want. My freedom to run my race, my way, my terms. I want the Creator to give me the means to be able to make miracles happen. Yo, do you know that the chick who won, or the person who won the lottery, the $1.8 billion, has not claimed their money yet? Honey, give it to me. Give it to me. I'll do it for you. I will take care of it. Don't you worry. We'll be just fine. I will shoot you off a stipend every 6 months or however you want to do it. But baby, what do we got going on in the world today? Hey, if there's anyone in here in the chat, in the cloud, whatever, I just, again, YouTube be playing with me these days. Shout out to Corey Extension one more time, Kwame Brown, all of those who've spoken up since Corey started speaking. It's going to take the entire Black YouTube community to actually make YouTube do something. And yet we know the coons and the clowns who'd rather play the assimilation game than understand that separation is our best and only tactic at this point. You have to weaponize your voice, your vote, and well, anyway, ladies, y'all know what I was going to say. To get the job done, I suppose. I ain't talking about with every man. I'm just talking. Anyway, so I want the freedom to be able to say that without having to worry about the outcomes for anyone but me. I realize that After I died in February and came back, and it didn't really seem to matter to my siblings too much. That was the universe letting me know that whatever it is I'm doing next, it's too big and a little too dangerous for everybody. There was always a reason why I removed certain people. Well, let me put that another way. That's a gorgeous view, y'all. Hold on. Forgive me. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? We can zoom in. Oh my gosh. That is freaking beautiful. Y'all, I'm trying to love Tucson. I really am. I'm trying to love Tucson. And then recently, I found out that Derek Chauvin is in the federal prison here in Tucson, Arizona. Bitch. So upset. So ready to go off. Let me find out that was Regina or Laura. Well, I didn't vote for Regina anyway. And Laura, girl, I'm coming for your neck. You just wait. But at the end of the day, what the hell? Why would you send his trifling ass out here? You want to tell me that is it a medium security prison here? What is it? Is it? We need some information. We need an understanding. We need a resolution. What the hell is we doing, Tucson? Oh, and then, y'all, I'm gonna go off. I'm trying to love this city. And then I saw a doggone video of a drag show with babies at a plant shop. Make that shit make sense. What is we doing? What is we doing, Tucson? I don't know. Y'all, I want to go through the alley and all the way around, yet it's not really the best look for me, just in case. I already feel a little bit waddly now, but maybe I'll just walk back around. I'll walk back around by like the pool and then go back to the house. So yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I recognize that, just being in this little YouTube box right here makes me semi something or other, right? It's the 280 citizens. I appreciate each and every one of you, wherever you are around the globe. Mwah. And then my goals and ambitions, um, desires and dreams put me in a space where I will come across many, many more people. Um, and in some ways, they will feel as though I've had some impact on their lives. And I need to be prepared for that. So here's the walks, here's the that. I need the means. The universe is working on it. um, and that's what matters. For years, I didn't dwell on my marriage, the situation, those things. It wasn't really important. My sons were, you know, being regular boys for the most part. They had rather innocent upbringings. They were allowed to experience the childhoods of military, middle class young men. They're anime goofies, video game junkies. They take after their parents. They know both of their parents. They know who they are, who their siblings are. Um, so we've had a rather healthy, as my youngest would say, wholesome um, existence. I would like for other children to have that and more. And I know that that's going to require a lot. I look forward to it. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, oh y'all, your girl is tired. I mean, I really have done a lot today. I know by you all standards, you're able peoples. Uh, maybe not. And I am more able than I think most people are aware. Shout out to Sam Brown. He'd say, nah, he knew. Waiting on me to know. There's a few of those folks in this space. I appreciate you all. Um, I look forward to seeing what comes next. Right now, I'm gonna go in here, finish this bowl. I think I've earned a hot toddy on a Sunday. Um, and I'm gonna make some breakfast. I really want a blueberry muffin. I think we've got some mixed berries in here. Ooh, you know what would be really good? What would be really good is a mixed berries to go. Yet, it takes a little bit more work than I'm willing to do, but maybe I'll make 2 biscuits and 2 scones. We'll go from there. What time is it? Well, it's almost 7 o'clock in the morning. I have been up for 4 hours and busy for at least 2. We're doing big things, y'all. Anyway. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, definitely gotta turn on some music and move if I'm going to be able to get me some breakfast in. Hash browns sound really good. Mm-hmm. It's Sunday. Maybe I'll have a big breakfast. You know what would be really crazy? Go ahead and have a Cracker Barrel breakfast. Have you ever had one of those? You know, you go to Cracker Barrel, they got biscuits and corn muffins and a toast, I think, all on a bread platter. And then, they got the mama's pancake special and all kinds of other stuff. Um, I always got the mama's pancake, whatever. And then, like, I would separate out my little tiny portion onto one plate and then put the rest in the takeout container. And then eat probably about 2/3 to 3/4 of my plate. And then the fellows would take it because they just wait for me to be done. And they had their own little queue, and they decide who was going to take my remaining food. So yeah. Um, anyway, I am getting sleepy. It's not fair to be yawning at you all, so I'm gonna get my goofy self up out of here. Turn on some music. It's Sunday, so how about I leave you with this? Y'all might see me again. No mic to it. Just not sure when. It really irritates me that this thing switches from. I know why. It's conserving my internet yet still, and my bandwidth yet still. It's a nuisance. When it switches carriers, it drives me nuts. Because I can't just get in here and do what I want to do. Come on, man. You're so irritating. Idiot. Ta-da. Nuisance. That's pure gold. Anyway, excuse me. That's funny. The song that I want to play is "Follow Me," and there's a song up there, "Follow Me" by Uncle Cracker. Y'all should. Well, never mind. It's not up to me to tell y'all things you should already know, or maybe it is. We'll see. Do me a favor. Make sure you do that, right? Hit the like, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the share. Just know for sure these folks ain't sending out my notifications, ain't pushing nothing. And to be honest, you guys, I appreciate those of you who check and show up. And so, I don't know. I put it in the Facebook group, and that's my biggest concern. So please make sure that you join the Facebook group. And we're working to add it. I'm working to add other things in, slowly but surely. So appreciate you. Keep your spirit up. We'll see you in the streams. If we just keep believing, hey.